up in the north. Judah had possessed the south. So they ain't talking about the ancient land of Israel.
Yeah, because some knucklehead might come up and say that. But let's go back to Genesis 49 and 1. Go ahead.
Genesis 49 and 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, Gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
So we're in the last days. So where are they now? To this day, they're in the west, the uttermost west, and the uttermost south. That's Argentina. Okay. Okay. So now let's go from there. This is the last tribe we're gonna cover. The tribe of Reuben. Give me Genesis and Reuben. Pretty much, we already went through Gad. So if you go to the scriptures on Gad, pretty much you're going to run into the same scriptures dealing with Reuben. All right? Genesis 49, and let's start from the 3rd verse and read to the 4th verse.
Genesis 49, verse 3. Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might, and the beginning of my strength.
So according to custom and according to law, the head tribe was supposed to be who? Reuben. Reuben was supposed to be the head tribe. But there's a reason why Judah is the head tribe. Actually, from Reuben, Joseph became the head tribe. Then Levi got up in there as one of the head tribes. But ultimately, it fell on Judah. Why? Because that's how the Most High wanted it. That's how the Most High planned it. The head tribe is the tribe of Judah. All right? Read that again, Ak.
Okay, it says, Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might, and the beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity, and the excellency of power.
Right, the excellency of dignity and the excellency of power. Now, when you do study on the Seminole Indians, all right, with Reuben as the Seminole Indians, you're going to find that Gad, Cherokee, name some other tribes of Gad. The Choctaw, the Dakota, the Sioux. Well, the Sioux is the Dakota, but that's a French word. But you got all these different tribes, and they fought against Esau, but they eventually, came together and had treaties with Esau. Now, among Reuben, you had some treaties, but for the most part, you had a hard time making treaties with Reuben. Reuben didn't like you from day one. And you had an easier time making treaties with Gad than you would with Reuben. All right? And that's why you call them Seminole, because Seminole means runaways, because you were saying that they're running away from the treaties and they're running away from sitting at the table with us. You didn't like Reuben too much, or the Seminole Indians too much. All right? Now it says, read again.
It says the excellency of dignity and the excellency of power.
The excellency of dignity and the excellency of power. That's one reason why they didn't make a treaty, because they're royal people. They thought they were better than Esau. And another thing, the way they dress and the way they carry themselves. Now, if you go down among Reuben likes to be to themselves, man. If you come from another nation or another tribe, they really don't it's hard for you to become a part of that family. And then there's even history where Reuben even enslaved Jake. When they were running from the slave master, Reuben enslaved Jake, but then again there were Reubenites that let Jake or Judah marry into Reuben. All right? But they had that high uppity spirit. I know, because my mother's a Reubenite, and she thinks she's the queen of heaven, man. All right? And if you check out these Reubenites, they have that spirit of, I should be sitting on a throne, if you know them. All right? Go ahead.
Unstable as waters.
Like this one guy that used to be from the Boston camp. What was his name? A Rum. Now, he was telling me, because he thought he was a Judite, right? And I looked at him one day and I said, you ain't a Judite, you a Reubenite, man. Why would you say that, man? My father's from this one. Then he did some research and he found out that his father was actually Reuben, right? And then he scratched his head and he said, you know what? That's why when I was in high school, everybody was wearing sweatsuits and dressing. I would go to school wearing a 3-piece suit, because that's the Reuben in you, man. That's the Reuben in you. All right? Excellency of dignity and excellency of power. All right? Go ahead.
Unstable as water, thou shalt not.
Now, we ain't want to go too deep into that, but we know Reuben, and boy, the Reuben that we know, they are unstable as water. Okay? Go ahead.
Thou shalt not excel, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed, then defilest thou it. He went up to my couch.
Right, and that's why they lost that head tribe status, which they were supposed to be the head tribe. Now let's go from there to the book of First Chronicles, the 5th chapter and the 1st verse.
First Chronicles chapter 5 verse 1. Now the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, for he was the firstborn, but for as much as he defiled his father's bed, his birthright was given unto the sons of Joseph, the son of Israel. And the genealogy is not to be reckoned after the birthright, for Judah prevailed above his brethren, and of him came the chief ruler, but the birthright was Joseph's. The sons, I say, of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, were Hanak and Phalu and Hezron and Carmi.
Read that again.
From the top. Now the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, for he was the firstborn, but for as much as he defiled his father's bed.
That's why he lost that position. Go ahead.
His birthright was given unto the sons of Joseph, the son of Israel. And the genealogy is not to be reckoned after the birthright, for Judah prevailed above his brethren. And of him came the chief ruler, but the birthright was Joseph's.
Okay, that's all I wanted. The chief ruler is who? Yahweh Shai. All right? Starting with King David, King Solomon, down the line. King Solomon is Yahweh Shai coming back in the reincarnation. All right? So we cover, okay, let's go back to, let's go to Deuteronomy now. Let's go to Deuteronomy, the 33rd chapter, the 5th and the 6th verse.
Deuteronomy chapter 33 verse 5. And he was king in Jeshurun, when the heads of the people and the tribes of Israel were gathered together.
That's talking about Moses. Go ahead.
Let Reuben live and not die, and let not his men be few.
And that means basically, when Esau came over here, if Esau had the power, he would have destroyed all of Ephraim, the tribe of Ephraim. He would have destroyed all the tribe of Reuben because they didn't want to make treaties with him. And he would have just damn sure destroyed all of Gad. But the Most High had, the Spirit was with Reuben and them tribes. All right? Okay, now let's go from there to First Chronicles. We're going to go back to First Chronicles, the 5th chapter, and we're going to go to the 18th verse. All right, go ahead.
First Chronicles chapter 5 verse 18. The sons of Reuben and the Gadites and half the tribe of Manasseh are valiant men, men able to bear buckler and sword and to shoot with bow, and skillful in war, with 440,703 score that went out to the war.
Yeah, because they were the warriors. Gad, Reuben, and half tribe of Manasseh. Okay? Now let's go from there to same thing, First Chronicles 12, verse 37. And then we're going to end it on that. All right, go ahead.
First Chronicles 12 and 37. And on the other side of Jordan, of the Reubenites and the Gadites and the half-tribe Manasseh, with all manner of instruments of war for the battle, 120,000.
So that's plain. They were known for their warrior spirit, their warrior power. All right? You got anything else? Go ahead.
It says, all these men of war that could keep rank came with a perfect heart to Hebron to make David king over all Israel, and all the rest also of Israel were one heart to make David king.
That's right. That's right. You got anything closing to say?
Well, I just wanted to say, like the Elder Tar was bringing out, the excellency of the strength. Now, when the Spaniards came, they had their armor, and when they came among like Ephraim and the other tribes, they couldn't penetrate that armor. But when they finally came, Ponce de Leon brought his punk ass to Florida. They had these arrows that would pierce the armor of the Spaniards. So that's that power that the Lord gave them.
That's a good point, you know. Gabar, you have anything closing to say? Okay, so with that, we're gonna close and just catch us on the next round. Shalom.